one had it wrong. So what's up, YouTube? We're live on YouTube as well. So hopefully y'all can hear our
Where's my
guest.
man?
I'll redo everything right now because now we got it going. We had some technical difficulties. They almost did call the cops. We have like funny stories. It's crazy. We're gonna talk about a lot. We're
Dang.
gonna talk about a lot on this live. So if you don't know who it
Dang.
is, this NXG dance crew lifestyle, the dance lifestyle beyond the circle. Phoenix, you messing up the live, bruh? I literally had you on my lap right now, and you wanted to get off because you heard Mama. You good? You good? All right, we good. All right, back to what I was saying. We on episode 5, featuring Josh Washington, aka Kraiz, aka Praxis, aka Top 5%, aka Mr. Second Place, and the Mortal
Yeah.
Buck Krump
Oh,
Olympics. So,
yeah.
yeah,
That
oh,
one.
yeah. Flaunt it.
I
Flaunt
know.
that. For those of y'all that don't know, the Mortal Buck Krump Olympics 2024, we just finished our championship last week, or was it the week before? Now I'm already losing track of days, but we recently had it. It was a very successful event. Shout out to Pun, shout out to Antics for the platform. It was an amazing experience to work alongside with Pun and put all this stuff together for the championship. I mean, it was a 10-month in the making, and shout out to Junior Influence for making those customized medals. Shout out to my uncle for making the platforms, and just the overall leadership in the southern region for collaborating for such an amazing event. If you have not seen the footage, go to the YouTube channel and check it out because all the footage is uploaded. And yes, you can see the comments right now. Kraiz is the embodiment of Krump. I agree. He broke my
Um.
harmonica. Oh my gosh, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, I just saw Jose's comment. My brother-in-law, Drea, be like, "Who calling you?" Exactly. All right, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. I guess use this time to tell people who you are, where you've been, and just like a little quick bio of, who you be.
um. So yeah, my name is Kraiz. AKA 20 Antics. Um. Been. I'm trying to find my dang AirPods. But I think the mic on that is not as good as just straight to the phone. So, um, but yeah, Kraiz, 20 Antics, been Krumper for almost 18 years now. Literally about 2 weeks away. um, been here in Austin, off and on the last 12 years. Yeah. So the current main leader of Austin Krump right now, not a fossil. That's crazy.
She trolling.
um, what up? What up? What else? I don't know what else to include. Um, yeah, just here doing the damn thing.
Yeah, definitely. And
Krump.
I mean, you've been doing it for a very, very long time. You've been putting in that work. You've been definitely making it known for your Crump community in Austin. I guess, like, let's go and discuss that. The Crump community in Austin.
So Krump community here in Austin. Right now, I think it's the most active it's been ever. It's still really only like a handful of folks. So I've got 4 little homies here. Right now, only two of them that we see on a regular basis. The other two have a lot of other projects and stuff that they're working on, like live stuff. Evidence has a little homie out here, Girl Evidence, aka Novel. She moved out here, I think around this time last year, she moved here. Then it's Brims has a little homie out here. Well, not like in Austin, but he be in Austin all the time. Karma, I think he's Baby Brims, if I remember correctly. But he has other dance projects and stuff that he's working on, so he hasn't really been to like Krump sessions a lot. And then it's a couple other people that are like trying to learn, but just haven't really gotten involved enough, I guess, to have like a fam or anything just yet. So I started at first I was linking with the bro Corrupt. He's under Weapon. I don't remember what his name under Weapon is. He was here before I was. And then also linked up with B. Dot. I think he was either Boy or Young Angel under OG Angel from Houston. But OG Angel pretty much wound up giving his name to him. So B. Dot is B. Dot Angel, as in the new Big Angel.
Yeah.
So haven't seen him in a minute though. Life stuff, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, started teaching at Electric City last year, and it's been pretty much just up from there. So that's Austin Krump.
Nice. Well, I mean, we go way back. I don't even know how many years back we go, but you know, you've known this from the jump when we met. I've always been a fan of your Krump and always told you like you're the underdog of the South because you were one of the you know.
Yeah.
We with it. Yeah, we with it. And now, leading up to like the Mortal Buck Krump Olympics, you winning second place, like now I feel like more people are not so much aware, but woken up to where now that your footage is out, people are like, oh, okay, Kraiz, okay. But it's like, he's been like that for years and years and years. Like, ain't nothing different, just leveled up, with your craft.
Like what I did, like there was nothing like knowledge-wise. There was nothing different about a Mortal Buck for me than anything I've done for the last like 6 or 7 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, style has kind of like refined a little bit, of course, but like it's me. You know what I'm saying? Like I like me getting under antics really just kind of like reaffirmed everything that I already knew. You know what I'm saying? It just solidified it. It wasn't like, it's not like I came up off the street with nothing and then just became an antics and all of a sudden was granted a whole bunch of knowledge. It was like, that's the reason why I came on as Twin.
Yeah.
There was conversation after conversation after conversation I had with him. It was just like, we're on the exact same page with like just mentally so much stuff. It's just like, yeah, I do that too. Like, that's how every conversation went. So it was like, okay, twin, bro. You know?
Straight to the
So
top.
it's like, exactly, like, there was no, like, because, like, a lot of the stuff that I know about dance at all is stuff I learned in college.
Yeah.
Right? So that's part of the reason why I had, like, I've always had a different outlook on Krump than most people anyways. Back even when the Krump versus dance conversation was happening, when people were like, oh, I can actually dance. I'm like, Krump is a dance. It's just some people don't know how to move their bodies in certain ways while they're crumping to make it seem, feel, look like one. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I knew how to do that stuff already. You
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
Like, I had the groove, the flow, the bounce. I've been had that. You know? All the ways of connecting different movements. I've had that even before like, before I had the terminology for how Krump defines it. You know what I'm saying? I had a whole bunch of that stuff locked in 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And I think we've always talked about it too. When we've had our discussions, we felt, I mean, at the same in tune to where we were ahead of our time. And when we would share our stuff, people would just look at us crazy because we don't have the big names that make us like, oh yeah, this person knows what they're talking about. Oh man, like this is dope. And it's like we had the like pure opposite of that.
Yeah.
To where
the crazy thing is, I thought I had a big enough name. I wasn't even like searching for a name like that, but I thought I had a decent enough name. To be like, motherfucker, I'm Twin Antics. You know, I thought I was, you know, just off of namesake, I thought I was certified.
Yeah.
And still, you know, like I've also had people tell me that, like, you know, people outside of my fam, you know, that have been in the South for a minute, you know, longer than I have, that have kind of alluded to the idea that it might be that, oh, we can't give Kraiz his credit because we might be giving Antics his credit. And I was like, dang, that's really crazy. If that's what people, you know.
Yeah.
So, like, it wasn't like these people specifically saying it of themselves, but they were just like alluding to that possibility that, you know, someone else might be thinking that. So, and I was like, fuck.
Definitely. So let's start leading into these questions to, I guess, better understand your experiences within the Krump world, because I know, like, kind of our same experiences, man. We discussed it like over a Mortal Buck weekend, bro. We didn't even get that much sleep. I think we probably got like what, 3-4 hours the whole weekend.
Yeah, after Saturday, I remember it was like 8:30, and I was like, I should probably go to sleep.
We didn't go to sleep till like 8. I've never stayed up that late, and I don't even know how long. It was crazy. But we had really great discussions, though. We were talking about everything, like pretty much sharing free workshops within each other. So it was pretty cool.
Bro,
but
that's what I'm saying, dog. Like that whole table of us that night was just like, man, just quick little like workshop crash courses, like just giving them out. Yeah. That was crazy.
So now that you, I guess, what was your mindset going into a Mortal Buck? For those that do not know, like going into a competition where you're battling Krumpers that have won qualifiers all over the southern region, like you coming into that battle, like what was going through your head?
I won't lie. I pretty much did not laugh for the championship. ton of stuff going on. I wasn't really able to. I didn't really have. I didn't really like set aside time to lab specifically for Immortal Buck. You know, anything I've been doing over the last So I'll put it this way. Um, so my last season of classes at Electric was was dedicated towards combos, like teaching like the framework structure of how combos work. Um, because I was also kind of like cheating and using that as like I need to start coming up with more combos and actually like cementing some in my mind, you know. So I was like, well, I'll just take any that I come up with, and I'll just teach them in class,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So either give them away or solidify some other stuff in my mind, you know. Jinx came to one of my classes. That was that alone was literally like was like the extent of any like labbing for Immortal Book that I got to do. Everything I've done for the last maybe so
Um, so,
last battle that I had, that was like I came in, I had material, I had combos, I had a whole bunch of other stuff, like just an arsenal of stuff that I was bringing in. The last battle I did like that was against Antics in
Mm-hmm.
2012. 90 some odd percent of everything I've done since then has just been freestyle improv.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do little bits of training and just kind of sessioning just for the heck of it by myself. You know what I'm saying? But I don't be like, okay, I got this combo, I got this one kill off I could do, I got this concept. I have not done that in
Yeah.
that long. You know.
I don't know if it's
So
your mic, but I think it's a little low. I don't know if it's your camera settings. Can you test it right quick?
can you hear me?
Yeah,
That sounded me better.
a little bit better. I don't know if it's low because when people try to call me through the other chat, that's probably what messed it up a bit. But it's all good.
Music.
I can hear you, but it's a little bit low.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, that was pretty much like the extent of labbing for Immortal Book that I did.
Mm-hmm.
So going into and I was like kind of in a rough like headspace the last like month and a half. So I even had like there's a jam that I judged for last month in September, and going into that I was like, I don't know what my judge demo is gonna look like. I don't know what track I'm gonna dance to. And then in my mind I was like, man, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna take a break until January. And then it was like as soon as I said that I was like, damn, Immortal Bucks next month. Damn, I gotta lab. Like that's like the whole like set that my head went in, and I was still just not in a super great headspace for stuff until like it literally got to be like the week of, and I was like, okay, I think I'm much more like enthusiastic about coming to do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I was just like, man, I'm gonna just pull up and just whatever happens, you know. So getting there, I was kind of like, I don't know why I was like tired that day, you know. I woke up with in a good mood and everything, and then I remember I remember you asked me like what probably like an hour or so before
Yep.
before we left. You was like, you ready to that? And you was like, what you say? You was like, are you ready? And I was like, as I'm ever gonna be, you know. It was just like, man, come what may, we just gonna do what we can. And it was just like my body was just like losing energy. Like I was doing this until we got there, and it wasn't like a sickly kind of energy because I know a bunch of people got sick like that was it where I was at. I was just like, I don't know, man. Like I was like, I don't know if that was just like anxiety creeping up or what. But I was just like, man, I don't, whatever, you know. So going up to it, I was just like, man, we just gonna see how this all plays out. And if it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Like I can't be mad at myself, you know, not being prepared. If I didn't prepare, and I know I didn't prepare, you know, just being real with myself about that. But at the same time, it's like, yo, if we did really well, then great. You know, I'm not gonna feel no like extreme way, you know, one way or the other. So that's where I was at.
Definitely. Now that it's post Immortal Buck, after feeling like experiencing in the moment with the final battle with Mighty, and I know we all discussed it after the event because we talked about everything. That's why we were up so late, just getting the good, the bad, the ugly. And then now that the footage is out and watching the footage, do you have any comments on the final battle?
I should not have kneeled down. And at the end of my second round, I shouldn't have kneeled down because I think I took the last little bit of energy out of me standing back up. So like my third round and compared to my first and second was ass. It was trash. It was nothing, bro. Like I had like damn near nothing to even like respond. So I shouldn't have kneeled down. Because I feel like that took really the last of the wind out of my sails. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think if I had it for that third round, the result probably would have been a little different. But I fucked up. So, but really, man, like every battle was so dope to me. Like I heard some people say that there were like some bad calls. I didn't really think like there was. I think there was what. There weren't any calls that I was like, hell no, like, you know, I didn't feel that way about any of them. It was just like anything that I disagreed with, it was like I understand like how they got there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I don't know if I want to battle Almighty again. That's our third time battling in the last like year and a half.
Yeah.
Like we battled at Vibe Night. What was it, like last August?
Yeah.
Last fall, basically. And then we battled at in Israel Bianca's garage a few months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then the finals for Immortal Buck. And I hate doing stamina crap with San Antonio folks because y'all be dancing forever. Y'all know my stamina's bad. Y'all keep pushing. It's always gonna be 2 rounds, and then here y'all go third and fourth time. Oh my god! Like artists did that at the lobby. It's supposed to be like 2-round battles the whole way through.
That boy's an Olympian though. He trains for the Olympics for track, so he has stamina for days.
Mighty did that too at Vibe Night. It's supposed to be 2 rounds, and then he go for a third.
Mighty's like the Energizer Bunny. He got round for days. He don't stop.
Everybody's talking about you got another one. I'm like, fine, I can push. You know what I'm saying? And then even at Immortal Buck, you knew it was supposed to be 3 rounds. You saw me damn near collapse at the end of my third round, and then here you go, try to start again.
Hey, that's how he does it, man. He got to keep going till he got no more energy.
I did the session Slayer rounds. Jinx handed me I said, bet. I needed it bad. Like I had so little energy, like to start out. Like cause I was looking at all my rounds together, and I was like, my session rounds were just not. That was a warm up.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to, like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I was like, I'm not. That's the things I was kind of like, I don't want to go too crazy in the session because I want to be able to still have my energy together for the tournament.
So, I've been.
So yeah, that was really where my head was at. Just yeah, that's really my thoughts.
So I know, like, because we did discuss, like, we had a talk before the event came down, or the event started, when we talked about, like, hey, are you ready and stuff? And you're like, man, like, you're in a different type of headspace and stuff. But after watching, like, your footage, after watching how you performed, it really does show, like, how your style and how your knowledge of Krump is so up there that you literally, if not every single round, freestyled. Like, you literally embodied the style of Krump by just going off top and doing what your body feels.
Yeah, like, cause like I got that um I got that like idea in my head of like dancing how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I got that kind of I got a lot of time to work through that idea, I guess. So I know how to do it in a way that's not, I guess, like self-serving in a way. That's just like, okay, how do I feel in relation to the circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
like the space I'm in, who's here, what are we here for? Like, how does all of that impact, like, where I'm at mentally, emotionally right now? You know what I'm saying? Instead of like, you know, oh, I'm having a bad day today, and then forget whatever the situation or, you know, the circumstances are. I'm just gonna dance in a bad mood kind of way, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody else is gonna have to figure it out. I'm like, no, I'm still gonna read the room, you know, and I'm gonna present what I need to that satisfies how I am internally, but also fits, you know, where we're at and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot I learned in college, and then just, you know, it's everything I learned as antics was stuff that I just learned through conversation. Like, it was just we would have little talks here and there, talk about stuff, and that was how I
You
got
know,
more information. It was not so much of like, oh, I'm gonna go get with the big homie, we gonna laugh, yada yada. It wasn't so much dancing together. It was just talking, and that would just get the gears turning. That would start unlocking stuff in my head. I would just start, formulating stuff together. I'm like, cool, bet. I got this locked in. We gonna go. You know. So definitely, I definitely feel like I'm somebody who's like, nah, I just, not like in a braggadocious kind of way, but I'm like, bro, I'm crunk.
Yeah,
like,
I
I am, but like,
I agree to the fullest. You are definitely in the top 5%, as you say. And
like,
I've been saying this for years. Like, nobody moves like you, bro, and it's off top. Like, that's the crazy part.
I be quoting that. Like, I think you and oh wait are the main two people that have said those exact words. And like, I quote that all the time. So, man, people always say nobody moves like me, man. So I'm like, I'm just I'm just got to roll with that.
Darnell hit with the crazy. Hey, you need to put that on a shirt.
Like every time you said
That was a line that all the kids were saying that night too. That is crazy.
I think like the first time I remember you saying it, I think I was like kneeled down off to one side, catching my breath, and I heard you say it. I said,
Yep.
and it just stayed there, like every time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know it is a lot that we dive deep into before, after Mortal Buck, but how do you feel like now? Like winning second place and what's next?
Um, as far as what's next, there is an event next year that I got tapped for, like a couple days after. Um, I just have to figure out. I've got some family stuff that's happening around that same time. Um, I have a brother that's getting married, um, so I'm trying to make sure that schedule doesn't clash. Um, but I'm really looking to kind of dive deeper into Krump choreography. Um, that that's a lane that I feel like I think my expertise might be a little bit more suited for. As far as like the way that I think about certain stuff, I think that might be better suited for choreography. Um, and also, I personally have felt that Krump choreography has been lacking as long as it's been available. You know, like what, like our OGs were choreographing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's music videos from like 2004, 2005 that you know Prissy, C, Eyes were all a part of. You know what I'm saying? Either they choreographed for or they were dancing in. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like choreography and Krump, they've been close enough related that I feel like there should be a much, I guess, a much higher example of
Mm.
Krump choreography to be able to like for the culture to be able to look at and be like that's Krump, you know, when it's seen, you know. Um, there's been a few examples that I've liked, but I think like the vast majority, I've just been like, not excited, you know. And
Yeah.
that's not like to like shade anything. It's just like that's just where I've been. That's just where I've been at, you know, mentally about it. So I
Yeah.
kind of want to start exploring that a little bit more and just seeing what I can offer, you know.
We have a viewer asking what you doing in 7 months.
I'm doing it 7 months. That's crazy.
Well, technically, I haven't hit you up about it yet, but the first through third place winners for Mortal Buck, we're already cooking up something for 2025. Um, I'm not sure if I'm able to release information yet, but I already cooked up the flyer for it, and I'm just waiting on confirmation to release publicly. But I was going to reach out to you. I'll probably hit you up in your inbox on an opportunity next year for you to battle. So
Okay.
I know you said you wanted to be doing a well-deserved hiatus.
Yeah, that is until January.
Oh, so you're off from now till January.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the correction. So everybody that wants to book the second place winner from Immortal Buck, he'll be available for bookings from January 2025 all the way to December 2025.
Yeah, like what all I'm doing right now is I'm like hosting like labs and sessions for folks here, but like I might throw a round or two out just for the hell of it, but I'm not like, oh, I gotta put together this, and this. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, definitely. So for those of y'all that don't know, Kraiz is teaching in Austin Krump classes every Friday.
Well, that's on pause for now.
On pause, okay.
Yeah, the studio closed for a bit. Um, I there I haven't got any updates in a minute, but last word was supposed to be opening at a new location
Oh, okay.
either December or January. So I will of course announce as soon as there's any update or change to that. Um, but yeah, that's where that's at right now. So not teaching right now. At least not anything like formal or structured or anything
I
like
mean,
that.
for the meantime, in between time, can people schedule a one-on-one lesson with you?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, then there you go. Schedule your private one-on-one lessons with Kraiz, aka Top 5%, aka number 2 in Immortal Buck for the whole southern region. And I think that's the crazy part that people don't understand. Like, Immortal Buck was created for a platform to get the first, second, and third place people who earn those spots more booking opportunities to recognize real work and real dedication and consistency within your crafts.
Yeah, I did all that work years ago.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. That's where when we talked about it after the event, it was like it was your moment. This was your moment. Like all those years of hard work, dedication towards your craft, this was your moment to where you were off mentally, but your body just took over.
Like crazy.
Yeah, your body, your experience, your everything just took over. Like, and see, that's the crazy part about it. Because can you imagine if you were mentally ready with your physical, bro? It would like that. That's my train of thought. Is like, Kraiz was off mentally. Like he wasn't even there for the event. Like he was there physically, but mentally there was just so many other things going on. Like, can you imagine a Kraiz that had both and it
Bro, every round I kept questioning how I was standing. like how am I still breathing at this point? Like I don't know. Like after so against Zilla and against Spidey, as soon as it was called, oh, Kraiz versus, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I got it. I'm like trying to get a sense of my body. I was like, I don't think I have it. Like I don't know. Like I did that round against Wavy, and I really like physically I felt like I exhausted everything I had in that round. You know, not like I intended to, but just afterwards I was like, bro, I I don't know what's gonna happen this next round because I I was really starting to feel it. I was like my shoulders, my lungs. You know what I'm saying? I did not know. So I'm like, man, everything. Yeah, man, I wasn't 100% like in it, you know. So me being able to pull like essentially like the afterburners in for those last two battles, Zenkai boosted.
you hit the KO can.
Shoot, like being able to do that, like I really do credit that to like knowledge base of just stuff I had for so long, you know. Like even with the battles against Wavy, like, you know, like that was like Disco afterwards was like that was some OG shit, nah. Like you know what I'm saying? But it was like it really was like a like if you watched like how we danced, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like it a critique I've had of like especially newer folks over the last maybe like 5 6 years, right? And uh, it's not so much like shade to them, but it's just something I've noticed as like a difference between how stuff is taught over the last few years versus like when we started. It's like I remember when we started, it was like you got to take what you see and you got to try to make your own spin on it. You got to try your own way of doing it. You got to try this, and this, and we were really, really pushed to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Even within what Krump was, it was like do something different still. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I've realized over the last few years is that there's this almost overemphasis on doing things right as opposed to like I'll never dissuade anybody from being a student, but it's like people are so much more into being a student than they are into being a participant, you know? And I'm like, yes, come in and learn this stuff, but figure out what you want to do with it. You know, it's just like there are certain moves that I was seeing Wavy do, and I was like, I know what that move is. Like I see the whip, I see the K wing, I see the slinky, I see the day one, I've seen a couple variations of day ones, but in like an old school bang, I'm like, okay, cool. Like we all know what those are, and they're not too far removed from their like standard ways of being done. So I'm like, that's cool, but I'm like, you also do moves that were phased out before this track came out. So like, we wasn't even doing that stuff at that time, you know.
Yeah.
So I just got to a point where I was just like, yo, I'm just gonna feel this track out. I love like the old school energy of old school tracks, old school. But you know, so I just was able to go off, and then having that moment where you know I hadn't really like hit the gas yet on like as far as like pulling like the extra energy from the back, you know. So having that moment before I got there was extra. So I was like, well, I'm about to.
Yep.
So, you know, you really got to see how that difference there. Um, so just, I don't know, man. I be trying to tell people like, I know what I'm doing. I know what I be talking about. Like,
It's all in the praxis.
bro, that's all what it is. That's all that it is at this point. And listen, because the crazy thing is, I came up with this concept like years ago. Okay, so in it's like academic concepts, right? So you have theory and you have praxis. Theory is all the intellectual, the thought, you know, thinking everything through. Almost everything that you come up with theoretically works in a vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Like perfect scenarios, perfect situations. There is no room for, you know, something else happening to make things go haywire. It's like if you set up everything perfect, how does it work? You know, which is cool, but that's not how life works.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like praxis is like the act actually doing the thing.
The application.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's where we at.
Yeah.
I came up with that concept years ago. But seeing how it was like theory versus praxis, I was like, dang. I didn't want to like introduce it as a theory versus praxis thing because this was back when theory was still active.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what was he? Baby Salver at the time?
Yeah.
Baby Salver? Um, I
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not really trying to do anything against what he had going, so I was just like, I'm not trying to throw it out there and have it be misconstrued and stuff. But
Yeah.
like the thought has been there. I've been, working with the idea. You know what I'm saying? I've been constructing that for a while, and then
Yeah.
implementing it just into life. So I'm like, man, at this point, I'm doing what I know. It's stuff that's being done. Like you don't have to. I want people to less question what I know and to actually just see and trust what I do. If that makes more sense.
Definitely. So I guess leading off to before we close, is there any like, I would say, shout outs or promos on anything coming up that you're going to be a part of?
Um, so there's a show that I did earlier this year. Started working on it last year and did the show in February. Um, where the director of that company has been reaching out again, so we're doing a second run
Mm-hmm.
of the show. Um, not like the same pieces, but a second like iteration of it. So this year's was a 1 weekend show. This is gonna be a 2 weekend show. Um, so um, the show is called Say That um, by Early Era Collective. That'll be down here in Austin. I think it's gonna be the last 2 weekends of
Mm-hmm.
February 2025.
Okay.
So I don't know exactly what my piece is gonna look like just yet. That's still to be determined, but that will be that's one show got going. Um, so shouts out to Early Air Collective. Um, got I'm not on it, but my little homie boy Kraiz is DZ. There's well, not Early Air Collective. That's separate. This next one is a crew that he started. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Nakama or Nakama. Um, so a couple people here, they just got that started off. It's not. It's really like 2-3 people that are like just trying to like build the name up right now. So shout out to them for that. So there's stuff that Austin has going coming up, and I really want people to be looking out for that. That's really the main things I can think of at the moment.
That's great to hear, man. Well,
I want people to pay more attention to Austin, man. We're the central city of like Texas. We're smack dab in the middle of everybody else.
yep, that's true.
Houston got a scene, Dallas got a scene, choreography and freestyle scenes. Austin got that shit too, and I need folks to start popping up here more.
Definitely. And I think after your performance at Immortal Buck too just definitely shows that there's quality in Austin. So they need to come take a class when you start back up. And just shout out to you, bro. Like I'm very proud of you, man, because I know we've had discussions in the past too, where whether you were in your era where you felt like you were very overlooked, and I was like, hey, bro, they gonna wake up sooner or later because you've had it for years and years. Like you're the embodiment of it. You really are.
Try to tell folks, man.
Yeah. Well, just be ready too, because I'll probably hit you up tomorrow because we might release a flyer tomorrow. I don't know. I'm waiting, but um, I'm gonna be contacting you. I'm gonna be contacting Mighty, and I'm gonna be contacting Rock Solid for it because it's. I don't want to say too much because we'll release the information when it comes out. Just know that next year is gonna, bro. The 2025 season is gonna be on and popping. Like it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope to the point to where you don't even have to feel the pressure like having to do it again, bro. Like you already got second place. You already got the credit. You already got the title for it, and you already got the medal for it. So it's like I don't even need to compete anymore. That's how I would be. If I won first, second, or third, I'll be like, hey, I'm good. I'm good. Unless you want to do it every year and collect gold, silver, and bronze. I mean, collect them all if you want.
Yeah, man. I'm excited for what the future holds. For whether it's Mortal Buck or just anything. Like I'm really hyped.
Yeah, bro. Well, I know we're definitely going to. I think for us, our next event right now is that's coming up is our NXG Dance Crew 16-year anniversary. So if you free for that, get a tag team partner, swing through. You never know, you might win that tournament.
When is it?
That one's December 21st. That lands on our actual crew's birthday.
Okay. So week before my birthday, actually. Too.
Hey, we celebrate your birthday, and then that next following week, come celebrate again.
Yeah. So I think I might actually be able to do that.
All right, bet. And I'll send you the information. Right now, we're still looking for a venue. We haven't locked a venue in yet, so we're still in our planning stages. But I know next year, because I have a lot of people asking about Vibe Night, about the Coliseum, and I just tell people like right now we're just focused on collaborating with other people. That's why with Al with the Mortal Buck platform, and then a couple people saw like the success of that and hit me up in my inbox to help build other platforms. So I think next year we're just going to be helping building the community in other areas and other different styles and just bringing the whole culture of street dance together. So I think 2025 is going to be a huge year to where it's not just for Krump, but just the overall dance community in Texas. And it's well needed. And just like you said, we need more people to start popping up in Austin, more people to start popping up in San Antonio too. Because I do feel like Houston and Dallas are like the hubs, whether it's choreography or just street dance in general. And San Antonio sometimes gets overlooked, but as far as Austin, y'all definitely get overlooked. I think depending on whatever style it is, they have like certain hubs for certain styles of dance. And I feel like, you being in Austin, it's kind of like the fourth place hub when it comes, because it's Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, then Austin, as far as like popularity goes. And I think lead.
There's still here that be grabbing like big name choreographers and like with zero promo.
Mm,
Like, like freaking Lyle Beniga's been down here, and I'm like, and I didn't find out till like the day of
I remember you told me that.
because the studio posted on their Instagram like one day, like months before, and
Mm,
it doesn't say anything else about it. Like the algorithm swallows the post up, no one else ever sees it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because Instagram's feed don't never be in chronological order, or nothing. It's kind of like how Facebook does. Like it'll show you something from 2-3 days ago.
Yep.
You know, before it shows you something from today.
And I know that's another discussion too that we can discuss too in a future date. We're talking about like that type of stuff where dance studios need to start collaborating more. And I know and understand it's a business, but that's how we're going to be successful because dance is its own little realm and it's so small. But yet, if you were to collaborate, you can make it huge. And I mean, this is the same thing with the street dance where people are very territorial, where they want all the credit for everything and they don't want to work with people. And
Yeah,
it's,
it's just like I know like as far as how the city is looked at in terms of stuff, it's like okay, that studio be doing their thing, they be pulling in these big name people, but it's like Austin still. I feel like Austin still doesn't get looked at as
Mm-hmm.
highly as the other cities. You know, even with that being a thing. You
Yeah,
know, so I'm like, dang, like I feel like if there was better promo, even just for that kind of stuff, I feel like there'd be greater turnout for it, and I feel like that would encourage more people just to come to Austin in the first place.
definitely. Well, I know too for a fact, like, I want to be making it out to every event like I used to, but my schedule be crazy, bro. I mean, you saw it. Like, look, I housed what, about seven guests, and when y'all
But that was
came,
before the event too.
I had bookings in other places before going to the event to set up the event. Like, you saw how crazy busy my weekend was on top of help hosting an event. And that's how it is every weekend, man. It's always grinding, always
Voice
hustling.
message in the group
And,
chat.
huh?
You sending voice messages in the group chat. Me and Liz both looked up. We're like, what?
Because I had slept next to y'all, and y'all like, when did he leave?
It was like in those animes where like people be looking over somewhere and then something's just gone and you see that little blink, 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 blink.
I teleported. I was like,
That's just like, because we seen the notification, it's like a voice message. But he's not here. We were confused. We were like, I did not hear this dude's voice at all. How did he send a voice message from 2 feet away?
yeah, and we got Santos and David are going to be releasing some information on their event that they're going to be doing next year too. So it's kind of good because it's like all the people that experienced the Mortal Buck, it feels like it's lighting up fires in other areas within Texas because now people want to get more involved. They want to start doing their events. They want to start doing workshops and stuff. So it's going to be like really really good. And like I was when remember when I talked to you too, like we're definitely building our Mortal Buck team for teachers for next year so we can start building in our cities to where when 2025 comes, like the kids tournament's going to be crazy, the adult tournament's going to be crazy. Like I would say
Kids gonna be
from
crazy.
2025 is when the actual year starts to where within those next 3 years we're going to grow our community by like 200, like I'm speaking into existence now, 200 to 300 new Krumpers in the state of Texas within those 3 years, from 2025 to
That'd be
2028.
live. Cause man, I seeing all these events and it's like I know it'd be like multiple countries and stuff sometimes, but even seeing some of these events in other countries, I'd be like, dang, like they really have like an arena of sorts, dang near like packed out with people. They got people down on the floor watching the battle close up, but they also got people in stands watching. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't know what events is happening like that in the states. All the events here is like if you're not up on whatever's happening, it's like you're not even. You know what I'm saying? Like all the venues are like super close, tight knit. You know, you can't be no more. You physically cannot be any more than like 8 feet away from where the circle's at. So I really would love to see Krump in a space where it's like, yo, we can have those larger spaces and people still be just as invested as as spectators. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see that.
Oh, it's gonna happen because I told Pun like with this Immortal Buck season, like before it started, we went through some loops and some pushback on a couple of things with other people, and I was telling him, look, like all that extra stuff, like don't worry about it, we're gonna have a successful year, like let's just stick to the plan, and we stuck to the plan, and look at how successful the championship turned out. Like, everything just came together. Everything was very, very successful. And it was a shout out to all the competitors, the leaders, the spectators that came out to support and watch, and just the surrounding cities for coming out to support. But other than that, man, if you have no last words, we can end the live. Oh, I think your connection went off a bit. Can you hear me? I think you froze. Or I think I froze. I don't know.